It's midnight and you're tuning into Nightline with me, Muhammed, Ahmad, Hamdan. The top stories. Victory in Negeri to become catalyst for more successes for BNPH coalition, says Zahid. And Malaysians can lodge reports on civil servants' performance starting Monday. Good morning. Barisan Nasional's victory in the Negeri polls will become the catalyst for more successes for the coalition. UMNO President Datuk Seri Ahmad Hamidi said with the mandate, the party celebrates with full humility and realization that the struggle is still long. In a statement on his Facebook page, he said the effort to restore the people's confidence in UMNO and BN will continue. The BN chairman also expressed his gratitude to the voters who have put their trust in BN to serve the constituency again, as well as the party machinery under the unity government for their hard work in ensuring victory for the BN candidate. BN recaptured the Negeri state seat when its candidate Muhammad Azmawi Fikri Abdul Ghani won the by-election on Saturday. The Kelantan UMNO Youth Chief garnered 9,091 votes, defeating past candidate Muhammad Rizwadi Ismail, who is representing Perikatan Nasional PN, with 5,739 votes. The results were announced by returning officer Nik Raisnan Daud at the vote tallying centre at Dewan Perdana Complex Perdana Gua Musang District Council on Saturday night. Azmawi secured a significant majority of 3,352 votes, which is more than 3 times the majority achieved in the Kelantan state election in August last year. The by-election recorded a turnout of 73.88% of voters. BN previously held the Negeri state seat for 4 consecutive terms after it was first contested in 2004. However, during the state polls last year, PN, through Muhammad Azizi Abu Naim, wrested the seat from BN after he obtained a majority of 810 votes. The seat was declared vacant on June 19th, following Azizi's expulsion from Bersatu on June 13th. The sovereignty and dignity of the country will be compromised if military officers are involved in corruption and power abuse. Yang di-Pertuan Agong, His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim, also said that as the supreme leader of the Malaysian Armed Forces, MAF, he will not give face to any officer involved in corruption or power abuse, nor those who fail to fulfill their duties.
Jangan musnahkan kepercayaan masyarakat terhadap pasukan tentera dan jangan kerana nilai setitik rosak susu sebelanga. Saya tidak akan memberi muka kepada mereka yang mengamalkan rasuah, salah guna kuasa dan gagal melaksanakan amanah sebagai seorang tentera.
Sultan Ibrahim said this at the Royal Commissioning Parade and presentation of certificates to MAF cadet officers at the Sungai Besi camp in Kuala Lumpur on Saturday. The King also stressed that the government must uphold integrity in procuring military equipment and constructing military facilities, adding that he would personally evaluate all the procurements.
Peralatan yang ini ingin dibeli mestilah bermutu tinggi dan memenuhi kehendak pasukan dan keperluan pertahanan negara, bukannya mengikut telunjuk pembekal atau ejen yang menawarkan komisen.
Sultan Ibrahim also reminded all military officers to maintain discipline at all times. The ceremony saw the commissioning of 664 cadet officers who completed their 6-month training at the military academy of their respective wings in the MAF. The public can assess and lodge reports if they are dissatisfied with the services provided by civil servants starting next Monday. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim emphasised that civil servants have no excuse not to provide the best service after the government has increased their salaries.
Mulai Isnin ini, di setiap pejabat akan dipastikan pejabat awam masuk pada waktunya dan bekerja bersungguh-sungguh meningkatkan prestasi mereka. Jadi saya harap rakyat boleh menilai kalau ada di mana-mana pejabat daerah atau pejabat persekutuan atau agensi di mana ada kelemahan, mesti segera melaporkan.
Anwar said this at the closing ceremony of the Madani Rakyat Southern Zone 2024 program in Johor Bahru on Saturday. According to the Prime Minister, the Chief Secretary to the government, Datuk Sri Shamsul Azri Abu Bakar, and Public Service Department PSD Director General Datuk Sri Wan Ahmad Dahlan Abdulaziz have also been instructed to take immediate action if there are negligence and weaknesses in the public service system. He said that the move was necessary to ensure that the good name of the public servants is defended, in addition to improving their performance in line with the public service reform and salary adjustment announced on Friday. Under the new Public Service Remuneration System, SSPA, civil servants in the Implementing and Professional Group will receive a 15% salary increment, while those in top management and professional roles will see an increase of 7%, effective December 1st. Meanwhile, Anwar expressed disappointment and sadness over the backlash from some parties against the government's move to bring injured Palestinians from Gaza to receive medical treatment in Malaysia.
Itu pun dicerca. Ada orang kata Anwar tak payah jadi Perdana Menteri Malaysia, pergi jadi Perdana Menteri Palestin dan nak tolong sangat. Apa punya sikap manusia ajanis apa ini? Orang mati, terkorban, diseksa, duduknya jauh. Yang lain datang ramai. Dari Rohingya, ratus ribu. Bukan kita usir begitu saja. Ini tanggungjawab kecil yang kita laksanakan. Yang upaya kita lakukan. Jadi kalau tanya saya, syukurlah kepada Allah SWT. Kerana kita ada juga perasaan, ihsan, timbang rasa, dan tolong ringankan beban.
Anwar added that the aid mission is a responsibility carried out through the consensus of the cabinet and with the support of the Malaysian people. On Friday, 2 Royal Malaysian Air Force Airbus A400M aircraft carrying 41 injured Palestinians and 86 family members landed safely at the Subang Air Base in Selangor at around 2 p.m. after taking off from Al-Mazar Air Force Base in Cairo, Egypt on Thursday night. All the injured Palestinians will be treated at the Tuanku Mizan Armed Forces Hospital in Kuala Lumpur, while the uninjured relatives will be housed in a transit location provided by the Defence Ministry. Moving on, the Technical and Vocational Education and Training TVET program in the country will also be offered to foreign students, but it will be managed by the private sector. According to Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, this is important to ensure that placement and training opportunities made available by the government for local students are not affected or taken over by foreign students.
20% pedagogi pendidikannya dibuat di dalam kelas dan metodologi pendekatannya di mana 80% dibuat di makmal atau di tempat kerja atau di lapangan. Ini yang menarik dan pelajar-pelajar daripada luar negara juga akan ditawarkan untuk TVET yang dikendalikan oleh pihak swasta.
Ahmad Zahid, who is also the National TVET Council Chairman, said that with the changing world environment, TVET is now the basis of a new education ecosystem. Because of that, the government is ready to offer training, including in new fields, at 1,345 TVET institutions nationwide. He was met by reporters at the International Young Future Leaders Summit 2024. Earlier, in his keynote address at the event, Ahmad Zahid urged young voters to play a pivotal role in championing TVET as a respected and valuable pathway for career progression. The proposal for a new minimum wage is expected to be presented at a cabinet meeting next month. Human Resources Minister Stephen Sims said his ministry had received a report and recommendations on the new minimum wage rate from the National Wages Consultative Council. He added that the ministry has distributed a cabinet paper to the relevant ministries for feedback on the proposed wage rate. It was previously reported that the government would review the minimum wage, which was last updated in May 2022, raising it from 1,200 ringgit to 1,500 ringgit. On Friday, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim expressed hope that the private sector, especially companies with high profits, would review their salary schemes to provide more reasonable remuneration to their employees. He said the public service wage reform also serves as a message to private companies to increase workers' wages to help alleviate their financial burden. Pakatan Harapan PH has confirmed that it will not field a candidate to contest the Mahkota State seat in Johor next month. Its Secretary-General, Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, said the decision was made during a meeting chaired by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim last week. In a statement, Saifuddin said that PH has agreed that the Barisan Nasional candidate will contest the by-election for the Mahkota State seat in respect of the incumbent seat, just as BN did during the by-elections for the Pulai parliamentary seat and the Simpang Jeram State Assembly seat in September 2023. He added that PH will provide full support and backing, as retaining the Mahkota State seat is a priority in the spirit of the current unity government. The state seat became vacant after its incumbent, Datuk Sharifah Azizah Said Zain, died on August 2nd due to internal bleeding at the Encik Besar Hajah Kalsum Hospital in Kluang, Johor. In the 2022 Johor state election, she secured the Mahkota seat with a majority of 5,166 votes in a four-way contest. The Election Commission has fixed September 14th for nominations and September 28th for polling. Thailand's ex-Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra receives royal pardon. This and more from the Foreign Front when Nightline returns.
Pengalaman membina keyakinan diri sekaligus mencetus inspirasi.
Bergantung pada kita lah. Kalau kita pada rasa happy akan kerja-kerja ni, maka benda tu akan jadi mudah.
Kerang kita makin lama makin pupus. Kerang plus batang memang special. Dia punya rasa manis.
Sebenarnya warna ni adalah earth tone colour. Sangat sesuai digunakan untuk konsep Inggeris moden.
Saya seorang multitasker. Keep going. Percaya pada mimpi. Hai, nak tahu perkembangan saya, Syahzabe? Jangan lupa untuk saksikan Nona hanya di TV3.
Diving deep into the business world.
With expert insights and in-depth analysis.
The latest trends and developments shaping the country, region and the globe.
Key insights into finance.
On Money Matters.
Every Saturday at 5 p.m.
on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Semakin menginjak usia emas, semakin tinggi risiko kesihatan.
Saya dapat satu perangai orang kita, kenapa dia tak nak cakap? Dia takut doktor akan keluarkan benda-benda yang dia tak suka dengar.
Populasi warga tua di Malaysia dijangka terus meningkat. Bersediakah kita?
Malaysia mempunyai masa yang singkat untuk menuju negara tua kerana kita ada kemajuan teknologi perubatan.
Menuju negara tua. Perbincangannya di Hello Doktor, Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
We're back with news from the Foreign Front. Former Thailand Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra has been included in a royal pardon on Saturday, with his parole now ending on Sunday. According to Thaksin's lawyer, whilst his parole had been due to end at the end of the month, the earlier finish comes as part of a general royal pardon for 7,500 prisoners with good conduct on the occasion of the King's birthday last month. Thaksin's legal troubles, however, are not completely over. He still faces a charge of lèse-majesty in connection with an interview he gave to a South Korean newspaper in 2015. The news of the pardon comes a day after his daughter, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, was elected as Prime Minister, elevating a third member of the influential but divisive clan to the nation's top job. Indonesia celebrated its 79th Independence Day on Saturday with a grand ceremony in the new capital, Nusantara, located on the island of Kalimantan, whilst a parallel celebration took place at the Merdeka Palace in Jakarta. The ceremony in Nusantara was led by President Joko Widodo, accompanied by the President-elect Prabowo Subianto, while Vice President Ma'ruf Amin led the ceremony in Jakarta, with the elected Vice President Gibran Rakabuming Raka by his side. To ensure the security of the celebrations, the National Police deployed over 1,000 personnel, while the Indonesian National Military deployed over 2,000 personnel in Nusantara. The entire nation was adorned with red and white flags, with various competitions and events held in the days leading up to the celebrations. Now, hundreds of thousands of health workers and their supporters have launched a nationwide strike in India on Saturday to protest against the rape and murder of a trainee doctor last week. Hospitals and clinics across India were forced to turn away patients except for emergency cases as medical professionals started a 24-hour shutdown at 6 a.m. local time. Many of the protests were led by doctors and other healthcare workers who were also joined by tens of thousands of other Indians demanding action. In the Odisha state, patients were reportedly queuing up and senior doctors were trying to manage the rush, while a large number of private clinics and diagnostic centres remained closed in Kolkata on Saturday. Doctors are demanding the implementation of the Central Protection Act, legislation to protect healthcare workers from violence. They are also calling for more stringent laws, including making any attack on duty medics an offence without the possibility of bail. Hamas has rejected new conditions in a Gaza ceasefire proposal that US-led mediators presented during the 2 days of talks in Qatar. A leading source on Friday shared that the Israeli delegation had set new conditions in the context of its hindrances, such as its insistence on keeping military forces in the border strip area with Egypt. The source, however, stressed that Hamas would not accept anything less than a complete ceasefire, the complete withdrawal from the strip, and a normal return of the displaced. New talks aiming to secure a rapid deal are now set to resume in Cairo before the end of next week. Ken Hao bags 2 goals for Sarawak in Taekwondo. Actions from Sukma Sarawak after this breather.
Diving deep into the business world.
With expert insights and in-depth analysis.
The latest trends and developments shaping the country, region and the globe.
Key insights into finance.
On Money Matters.
Every Saturday at 5 p.m.
on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Dia dah sampai sekarang dia berjuang. Saya dah bukan sekali 2 kali saya lepaskan dia. Saya dah banyak kali saya bisik kat telinga dia apa semua, saya ajar mengucap apa semua. Tapi dia masih berjuang.
Apa dia berlaku dalam kehidupan saya, dia adalah orang kedua. Tapi sebagai bapa saya, selagi ada nafas, saya takkan lepaskan tanggungjawab. Selagi dia pun ada nafas. Itu janji saya. Saya akan memegang amanah ini.
Ahli geologi muda berilmu tinggi mengenal pasti lokasi khazanah di perut bumi. Tukang tradisional, tangan kreatif dan berseni. Gabungan terhasil emas menawan hati. Saksikan Majalah 3 Isnin 9 malam dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
We're back with sports. The 2024 Sukma Sarawak Taekwondo exponent Chin Ken Hao admitted he was a bundle of nerves despite clinching 2 gold medals for Sarawak in the Pumsay event on Saturday. The 20-year-old delivered an outstanding performance, winning gold in the men's individual freestyle with 7.23 points. The Sarawakian then clinched his second gold in the team event, partnering Fidelis Com and Randy Owen to secure 7.13 points. In the road cycling event, Kedah's Nur Fitrasha Ari surprised herself by winning the women's criterium against a competitive field. The 20-year-old secured 20 points to clinch the gold medal, finishing ahead of Yong Jun Yi, who earned 13 points. In squash, 4th seed Yi Sin Ying pulled off the biggest upset by defeating 2-time national champion Ira Azman 4-11, 11-5, 12-10, 3-11, 11-9 to reach the final. The world number 132 will face 3rd seed K. Savitra of Kedah in the final on Sunday. In other actions, Negeri Sembilan showcased their top form by dominating the shooting events on the first day. Muhammed Shamsuddin was on top of his game, clinching gold in both the men's individual and team 10-meter air rifle events on Saturday. The 18-year-old shot a score of 237.2 points in the individual event, beating state-mate Amar Shawal Abdul Muttalib, who bagged the silver medal. In the team event, Haikal, Amar and Azman Rizwan topped the podium with a combined score of 1,833.8 points, surpassing Sarawak's Haziq Fadil Khalid Fauzan, Adrelan Alexander Roland and Razin Nifail Reza. Meanwhile, Gan Chen Jie shattered Sukma record, taking the women's 50-meter rifle 3 positions individual gold medal by scoring 574 points in the final. The 20-year-old broke the record of 569 set by Nurul Shafani Abdul Raza of Perak at the 2022 Sukma Games. Football now, the Super League. Only one match took place on Saturday. Kedah Darul Aman FC had to be satisfied with a share of points after they were held to a 2-2 draw by Negeri Sembilan FC. At the Darul Aman Stadium, Jacques Fay opened the scoring for the home side just before the half-time whistle. Sony Norde, however, struck an equaliser for Negeri Sembilan in the 53rd minute before Clayton put the visitors in front with the second goal 9 minutes later. Fay salvaged a point for Kedah 11 minutes from time for a 2-2 final scoreline. With the results, KDA stand in 8th place with 8 points, while Negeri Sembilan at 12th with 4 points. Decomposing body found in bushes. The details when we come back.
Semakin menginjak usia emas, semakin tinggi risiko kesihatan.
Saya dapati satu perangai orang kita, kenapa dia tak nak cakap? Dia takut doktor akan keluarkan benda-benda yang dia tak suka dengar.
Populasi warga tua di Malaysia dijangka terus meningkat. Bersediakah kita?
Malaysia mempunyai masa yang singkat untuk menuju negara tua kerana kita ada kemajuan teknologi perubatan.
Menuju negara tua. Perbincangannya di Hello Doktor, Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Diving deep into the business world.
With expert insights and in-depth analysis.
The latest trends and developments shaping the country, region and the globe.
Key insights into finance.
On Money Matters.
Every Saturday at 5 p.m.
on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Dia dah sampai sekarang dia berjuang. Saya dah bukan sekali dua kali saya lepaskan dia. Saya dah banyak kali saya bisik kat telinga dia apa semua, saya ajar mengucap apa semua. Tapi dia masih berjuang.
Apa dia berlaku dalam kehidupan saya, dia adalah orang kedua. Tapi sebagai bapa saya, selagi ada nafas, saya takkan lepaskan tanggungjawab. selagi dia pun tak ada nafas. Itu janji saya. Saya akan memegang amanah ini.
Nightline continues. In Malacca, a total of 51 students from Mara Professional College, Aimole, were rushed to Jasin Hospital and Aimole Health Clinic for suspected food poisoning. It is believed that the incident occurred after the students had consumed a meal at the institute's cafes on Thursday. State Education, Higher Education and Religious Affairs Committee Chairman Datuk Rahmat Mariman said the affected students, comprising 36 females and 15 males, were brought to the hospital and health clinic after experiencing symptoms including stomach aches, vomiting, diarrhea and fever. He added that all of the victims are reported to be in stable condition and only one student was admitted to the hospital, while others received outpatient treatment. Following the incident, all 7 cafes operating at the college have been instructed to temporarily close their operations for 14 days until August 30th for cleaning and sanitation works. State health enforcement officers also carried out an inspection but could not determine a specific source that led to the food poisoning incident. This, as the affected students reported to have consumed a variety of meals from the different cafes. A re-inspection by the State Health Department will be conducted on August 19th to evaluate the cleanliness level of all the affected cafes. A man who was collecting wood in a bush area near Bukit Chatak in Dungun, Terengganu on Saturday made a gruesome discovery when he came across the decomposing body of a man. The unidentified male was found at about 3:20 p.m. After the police were informed, firefighters assisted in retrieving the body, which was located about 4 meters from the hill's edge. Dungun District Police Chief Superintendent Maizura Abdul Kadir confirmed the incident. So far, there are no signs of foul play and it is believed that the victim had been deceased for more than a week. The body has been sent to Dungun Hospital and the case has been classified as sudden death. In Selangor, the Immigration Department rescued an underage foreign boy suspected of being exploited for forced labour. The victim was found during an anti-human trafficking operation at 2 restaurants in Shah Alam at 10:30 p.m. on Thursday. The operation was carried out based on complaints and information provided by the public. In the raid, immigration officers also detained 14 foreign nationals suspected of working without valid passes. According to Immigration Deputy Director General Jafri Embot Taha, the detainees comprised of 10 men and 4 women from Myanmar, Indonesia and India. He added that 2 local employers were arrested, while 4 individuals have been summoned as witnesses to assist investigations. The probe is being conducted under the Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Act. As Nightline draws to a close this time around, let's take a look as the skies above the Slovenian town of Lesce were filled with remote-controlled aircrafts as modelers and pilots of the planes gathered at the annual air show. With that, I'm Muhammed and Hamdan. Thanks for tuning in and stay safe, Malaysia.